Subscribe to Get Curried and click on the bell icon for more updates.
Well, Bengalis are extremely emotional about two things: sports and food. Today, I'm combining the best of two and creating a royal dessert recipe called Rajbhog. And this one is dedicated to Kolkata Knight Riders. Let's begin. Well, like I said earlier, this is a very royal recipe, and by royal, I mean the difference between a Rasgulla and a Rajbhog is that a Rasgulla is absolutely neutral and a Rajbhog is stuffed with nuts and flavored primarily with saffron. On that note, what we need to do is put some buffalo milk to heat, and this one is stoned milk. So allow the milk to heat. Once the milk comes to a roll boil, we need to lower the flame and add in vinegar and water. Now, why vinegar and why water? Vinegar because we need to split the milk, and water so that we kind of subtly split it and not make it hard. We need it nice and soft, and that's the reason why we need to dilute the acid. So let's add this. Gently, just give it a stir or two and allow the milk to split, and this is going to take just a split second. Once the milk splits or separates into milk solids and whey, off goes the flame, and this now needs to just rest for a minute or so. The next step is to strain this, and for this, of course, I'm using a muslin cloth. Now, because there was the use of vinegar or acetic acid in this recipe, we need to wash it nicely because we do not want any acidic flavors in this recipe. Once this is done, we need to just collect the sides of a muslin cloth and press this well to remove all the excess water or moisture. Once most of the water is drained out, this needs to rest for at least 15 minutes. On top of this, just keep a grinding stone or a heavy plate and rest this. 15 minutes are up. Let's remove the weight and check the chana. Well, it's become nice, dry and crumbly. We transfer this on a clean surface because the next step is to knead this till it's nice and smooth. Well, at this stage, before kneading, we also need to add in some semolina or rava. The whole idea is to knead this well with the heel of your palm, push it back, bring it together, and that's how chana needs to be treated to be converted into this royal dessert. This mixture needs to be kneaded well for a minimum of 10 to 12 minutes or till it's nice and smooth. Now this is ready into a nice and a smooth dough. All you need to do is break a little marble-sized ball and mix in nuts. Now that's where the difference between a Rasgulla and a Rajbhog begins. Well, you can take crushed cashew nuts, you can take crushed almonds, you can take pistachios, choice is yours. To this, I'm also adding in just a few strands of saffron and knead this well. We need to divide this into 3 portions. And similarly, we also need to divide the dough or the chana into 3 portions. Just create a little dent in the center and place the nut chana right in the center. Bring all of this together and roll it into a nice and smooth ball. Ensure that there are no cracks or crevices while you're doing that, because that may end up breaking the Rajbhog. Once these are rolled and ready, we need to place these under a damp cloth and begin the next step, which is poaching the Rajbhog. For this, we're going to take water, and I'm going to use a pressure cooker or a pressure pan for this. We need to ensure that the height of the pressure pan is substantial enough so that the Rajbhog can bounce in nicely and not sink at the bottom. To this, I'm also adding in some grained sugar, and this is of course to sweeten it. Turn the flame high, and at this stage, we're also going to add in some food grade edible yellow color, and this is to get that nice, bright and vibrant yellow color. The sugar syrup has come to a roll boil. Time to transfer the Rajbhog. Let's cover this and give it 3 whistles on high flame. Well, the 3rd whistle's up, off goes the flame, and this now has to settle for at least 15 to 20 minutes or till the pressure pan completely cools down. While this is now cooling down in the poaching liquor, let's move this aside and let's make a concentrated sugar syrup. For this, of course, we need to heat a pan and add in water. To this, I'm adding in sugar. This is regular grain sugar. And to make a nice, deep, yellow-colored saffron liquor, I'm going to add in some more saffron strands and some edible food-grade color. Let's give this a stir till the sugar kind of melts away. Our concentrated sugar syrup has been bubbling nicely for the last 2 minutes. Let's transfer this in a deep bowl. Well, this is that bowl in which either you serve the Rajbhog or at least steep it for at least 5 to 6 hours. Let's check the Rajbhog. Here, if you notice, these have kind of doubled in size, and that's exactly how we want these. Squeeze the poaching liquor and transfer this into the concentrated syrup. Well, squeezing this at this stage would allow these in absorbing the syrup this time. Like I said earlier, this now needs to steep in at least for 5 to 6 hours, either at room temperature or in a refrigerator. Choice is yours. Well, this Rajbhog, in my personal opinion, is one of those most amazing desserts after a nail-biting match. On that note, do not forget to like and share the video and continue watching Indian Culinary League Season 2.